September feels like it's going to be what I'm calling a stomping month. You cannot move forwards with your life. Keep doing. Did you see that massive orb? Love that. So it's going to, my goodness, these orbs are crazy tonight, right? Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and today this is the Lucy Davis Live going out on the 1st of September. Now, I'm pre-recording this video for lots of different reasons, but we are looking at the September energy update for 2025. Now, I know this video is going to go out at 5 o'clock on the 1st, so you would have missed out on the first day, but worry not, my friends. The energy update is going to be there and it's going to be buoyant for the whole of the month. Now, as you guys know, I like to put these energy updates out earlier in the month than now, but unfortunately, I've had quite a lot of personal stuff going on. I had a fall, or a couple of falls actually, and that's I'm fine before you ask any questions, and it's kind of like set me back a little bit. So, my huge apologies for not being on it slightly more than I am, and also being slightly subdued. It has been a very, very heavy week. And in fact, maybe that's a good place to start. August has ended in an extremely interesting way. August itself has been wild. There has been so many revelations. There has been so many deep, profound truths coming to the surface. And really, in the last week of August, the masks have been ripped off. You may have seen it in people that you know and people that you love, or people that you've got to know on the internet or something like that. Masks are being removed and quantum leaps are being taken forwards towards who we truly are. Now, this can be good, bad, and ugly. Okay. If the real truth within you is that you are pure love and you are maybe acting angry, you are going to be stripped bare of your anger. You are going to, my apologies, my best friend just tried calling me. She clearly doesn't know that I'm filming because I don't normally do it at this time, but I will call her back afterwards. So sorry about that little interruption there. Yeah, what I was saying is if you are somebody who is loaded with love and you've been acting angry, you are going to be faced with your anger to look at it once and for all, to be able to come back to the true authenticity of you being pure love. Likewise, the other way around. Now, another emotion, another feeling that is coming up a lot at the moment for a lot of people, and there's a lot of teachers out there talking about this, is jealousy. There is a real thread of jealousy that has come up through August. Now, I believe it was at the start of August, end of July, start of August. I said that the deep mother wounds was going to come up, and this can be an element of that. So please, if you have found yourself being jealous, or maybe you found yourself not being quite as supportive as you normally are, look at that. It is a wound that is looking for healing. We've really been asked to look at our healing and step into who we truly are. Now, it could be that jealousy is stopping you from being your real authentic version, so please do take a look at that. Now, I don't know about you guys, and I'd love to know in the comments, but how has your August ended? A lot of people that I've spoken to, it has ended extremely feisty. One of my best friends, her sister is an alcoholic, and her sister's really, I'm going to use the word spun out in the last few days. Likewise, I'm seeing a lot of anger coming up, a lot of literally holding on resistance taking place. So if this is you, please just come back to your heart, know what is right within you, and look at this deep real, raw truth that you are having activated within you to stand up for yourself. I've had to do it. A number of my friends have had to do it. It's very interesting right now. So please just look at this as not a negative thing. Look at it as, okay, this is something that it doesn't need to go this far. Maybe if I listened to myself, maybe if I trusted myself, maybe if I heard the intuitive calls or whatever that looks like to you, the little nudges, then maybe it wouldn't have had to go that far. And this, my friends, is the gift that we can give ourselves going into September. So, ladies and gents, for those of you who do not know, Self Love Club is launching on the 8th of September. And Self Love Club is the award winning program that was designed off the back of my own personal healing journey. We've taken it from a 12-month program and broken it down into 9 months. So for 5 years, it was a 12-month program. Last year, we ran it for the first time as a 9-month program, and we're going back in on the 8th of September to start the 9-month program again. This program will firstly really highlight to you what is holding you back, where you have been blocking yourself, the things that you've been settling for, the masks that you've been wearing. Like, it's quite a tough first month. I'm not even going to pretend to you that it's pleasant. But then what happens is once we've got this newfound like a vision of ourselves, we get to look at every area of life and start pulling information, processes, things like that to put us back on our path. That doesn't mean my path, put us back on our path. Now, this program every year blows me away. Last year, we had people go from seizures daily to having them, every few days. We had people who were super sick getting, liver disease, coming back into normality purely by doing the program. We had people whose families were disassociated, they've kind of disbanded and they've come back together and they're stronger than ever. Like, this program, I don't know how it works, but it is absolute gold. Whatever it is that you are looking for in your life, this program can bring it to you. All you need to do is be brave enough to say, do you know what? I'm going to turn up to the launch call, which is absolutely free, by the way. I'm going to hear what Lucy's got to say. And you know what? If it sings to my heart, it sings to my soul. I am jumping in two-footed. If you make that decision on the 8th of September, let me guarantee you, by June of 2026, your life will never be the same again. This is something that I can absolutely guarantee you. Like I say, I don't know how it works. I did the processes myself. I went on the journey for 4 or 5 years before I even turned it into a program, before I even started speaking to other people about it. And, you guys have known a big part of my journey, but the best is yet to come. Let me tell you straight, my friends. Anyway, enough about that. If you would like to join the free launch call on the 8th of September, please go to the description field and you will be able to sign up for it there. So let's talk about September. September feels like it's going to be what I'm calling a stomping month. It is going to cement and stamp the reality of who people are, not who they believe they are. The masks fell in August. People can no longer hide it. What pours out of them resides in them. People pretending that they are doing it for the good of humanity are showing themselves. There has been an absolute outpouring on certain public figures, for example, of what people have believed and now what they're seeing to be the truth. So just be very aware that this is going to be happening. Like, literally, the masks have been burnt, or they're burning the masks, should I say, right now. Expect huge priority shifts to unfold in September. Expect exciting leaps forwards with communities coming together more than we ever have done. I feel a little bit tongue-tied in what I'm about to say because it's such a powerful statement. None of us are going to get out of the month of September as we start. It's going to be a real buckle up and buckle in, my friends. Do not be surprised if karmic cleansing is about to slap your world hard. It sounds scary, doesn't it? It really does sound scary, facing up to yourself, recognizing some of your karma is going to come to the surface and actually you're going to have to heal it once and for all. However, I just kind of want to put a different spin on it for one moment. We're in a time of serious endings. And what comes off of serious endings is exciting new beginnings. Now, as we step into the eclipse season, what we're going to see is this highlighted even more. We have to be brave to see what is out of alignment with us so that we can have the exciting beginning, the things that we dream of come into our lives. Now, for those of you who have not watched my superb conversation with Liz Norman, I would do recommend that you go and head over there and check that out. However, if you did watch it, you will know it's very important to check which house is affected by this powerful time of permanent change to understand how it's going to impact you personally. So, for example, it might be in the house of relationships for me. So, I might have serious endings and people being cut off left, right, and centre so that I can really step forwards into the area of relationships. It could be money, it could be any number of things, it could be your family, it could be any number of things. So, please be very aware of how this could impact you because it might not impact you. And I think Liz explained this beautifully in her video. Just know that you cannot run or hide from what is about to unfold. Whatever is ending in your life, see it as divinity. See it as purposeful. It may be challenging, it may hurt, and it might really want to make you curl up in a ball and just let the world pass you by. But please know this is going to be for your greater good. And please know that eventually you are going to look back on this time and say, thank God that happened. Probably won't be today or tomorrow, but just know at some point it will. Life is about to change forever. It's time for us to let go of everything that has ever held us back. It's time to go full steam into who we are. And trust me, this is happening whether you want it to or not. People are showing their colours. This will lead us to changes in power. Woohoo, we say in England. The people, the average everyday people like yourself and myself, we are going to be handed our power back over the coming times based on what happens now. There is going to be an uprising. On this note, I just would like to share, be very careful what you're getting involved in September. Be very, very cautious. Be very careful because there are people being lured into things and they're going down a path that is potentially not going to be of the greatest light. Please know that in September, whatever we have been avoiding will surface. If we've been avoiding our addictions, they're going to come to the surface. If we've been avoiding commitment, it's going to come to the surface. If we have been avoiding our health, it's going to come to the surface. If we have been avoiding having that challenging conversation with our partner, it's going to come to the surface. It could be money, it could be love, it could be weight, it could be any number of any things. Whatever you are avoiding, it's going to come up for you. And let me tell you, my friends, radical self-responsibility has been screaming at me whilst I was channeling this energy update. We must look at ourselves in a way that we've never looked at ourselves before. If you find yourself putting somebody down, if you find yourself criticizing somebody, turn the camera on yourself and say, why am I unhappy? Why do I not feel successful? What is it about me that is making me get angry with that person? When you can take radical self-responsibility, and ladies and gents, let me know in the comments if you agree with this. It's very easy to point the finger at other people, isn't it? Very easy to be like, well, you did this and you did that and you did this and you did that, rather than going, Why is this bothering me? Why have I let this go to get it to this far? Why did I not say no? Why have I not put this person in a box before? Why did I not say to somebody before, no, that's not okay? Like you need to take radical responsibility. You need to take radical responsibility for verbal diarrheaing over people, oversharing, speaking too much. My best friend is going to be laughing at me saying this. You must take radical responsibility. And I just want to go back on my best friend actually, because she's really changed in that sense, but she'll be laughing at it because I've obviously coached her with this quite a bit in the past. We must take the rose tinted glasses off. And ladies and gents, there is a real problem of this around the world. There is a lot of, you know, people thinking that they're God, people thinking that they are a savior. Um, I actually had a really beautiful conversation with a man yesterday, randomly, and he said to me, if anybody's waiting for a savior, then they are basically waiting to die. There is no savior. The things that you believe are taking place are not taking place. What I would be doing is taking absolute radical self responsibility and channeling that energy into creating what you desire, what you choose for your future. And just on from that, manifestation is going to be huge this month. Now, what I'm talking about manifestation, I'm not just talking generally, oh, I want £1 million. It's your dreams. Whatever your dreams are, and I'm not talking your literal dreams, I mean the dreams that you've got for your life. This, if we can create it and we can write it and we can speak it, we can manifest it at record rates. What we focus on is going to come forwards for us. But we must know what it is that we're looking for. Say, for example, I've never hidden the fact that I would love to have a baby. For me, my dream is to see the baby. My dream is to have that beautiful life. So allow that to manifest this month. Likewise, soul school for me is such a beautiful thing. I would love to change the schooling system for said baby so that literally the world is a different place. There is a much, much higher level of consciousness and much more responsibility for our emotions and things like that through the schooling system, rather than children being kind of indoctrinated to subjects that they don't enjoy and they're not passionate about. My desire is to see a world of children who are passionate about living, passionate about doing whatever it is that they choose. And that might be being a doctor, but it might also be caring for the gardens or caring for the animals or whatever that looks and feels like. So please know, in this month of September 2025, what we focus on is going to come forwards. You need to be able to think it, imagine it. Then you need to be able to put it into sentences so that you can actually call it in. We need to throw it up to the quantum field. And then we need to really focus on the belief that we deserve it so that we can have it come forwards into our lives. Weather is going to continue at the extremes, my apologies, in which we have seen. The reason I said streams is there's been quite a lot of rain in the UK overnight the last couple of nights. I haven't seen any during the day, but during the nights, and there's streams everywhere at the moment. It's quite interesting where the ground has been so dry, hence why I was talking about streams. So, we are going to continue with seeing the extremities around the world in regards to weather. I particularly see fires and waters. So it's almost like opposites. That's what I'm being shown at the moment, is the duality. And I'm being shown that the dynamics are going to shift between flooding and wildfires. And this actually has been that's very correct for what we have been seeing of recent. I feel as if Mother Earth is purging in a way that we have never seen before. And this is requiring some things to be burnt. Now, of course, this scares us, especially when it gets close to our homes. We had a fire in the New Forest of recent, and of course, my heart goes out for the animals. Luckily, it was only a few acres, thank goodness, because it's vast, the New Forest. So the fact that they managed to keep it to just a small bit, but again, I see this. Although I do believe it was started. Unintentionally, maybe like with a barbecue or something like that, but kind of, it was a silly accident that didn't need to take place. I do feel that there was obviously something in that area that needed to be purged. So maybe I'm looking at things with rose tinted glasses on, exactly what I've told you guys not to do. But that's kind of where my mindset is with Gaia right now and how she is purging. Likewise, if remember, the fire and the water are very much emotion. So if the water is flowing, it's like really letting go of the emotions. Now, talking about the water, on and off for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I've been talking about Watch the Water, and I do see the water making a huge appearance again in September. I see a huge purge taking place. Now, this could be our physical emotions as human beings, but it could also be literal water. So do not be surprised if we see floods taking place. Keep an eye on the water. Now, whenever I say keep an eye on the water, very, very quickly within a day or two, we've got some massive revelation that's taking place around the water, and everybody messages me and they're like, oh my goodness, Lucy, you've done it again. So just be very aware. It could be, I've spoken about this a lot because of the Ring of Fire that I channeled back in June when I was in Spain. Don't be surprised if it's volcanoes and eruptions under the water. Don't be surprised if it's more flooding. Don't be surprised if it's, tsunami warnings, things like that. So just be very aware that this water is very prevalent in the month of September. There is going to be massive amounts of truth revealed in September. Now, obviously, truth is a perception, right? As you guys know, I used to be quite an integral part of the truth movement until March 2021. Now, the truth movement, in my opinion, was very much about bringing awareness to certain subjects like COVID, like child trafficking, things like that. I was very much focused on like the children element of it because it's a real passion to me. Thank God I've never had any of that happen in my life. However, I have an undeniable passion where the children are concerned to make the world a better place. And so when I'm talking about truth being revealed, I'm very aware that everybody's truth is premised off of their own stories and their own life and their own whatever. Okay. However, there is going to be some things brought up and I believe in the public eye, whether that's through governments, whether that's through medicine, whether that's through finances or anything like that, we are going to have some truths brought up to the light that many of us have been in denial about, and they are going to be slapped around our face. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. I believe there are going to be revelations on people that others have held on pedestals, famous people. They're going to come to the light in this time. We are in the second half, well past the second half. We're almost like into the last quarter, to be fair, of the year of the world has to change. In 2026, admittedly, in about the middle of 2026, I see the world starting to be rebuilt. So this second half of 2025, although I think it will likely be a little bit more gentle than the first half, at least that's what Liz said in the astrology, I actually feel as if it's like plasters are going to be ripped off on ourselves, on our opinions of ourselves, on our governments. There's going to be some real huge revelations. And do not be surprised if in September or November there is an event. I think it's going to be November personally, but a lot of people are talking about September. So but for me, I've just got this thing about November. I've been speaking to conscious conversations about it. I just have this thing about November this year. So God knows what that's going to look and feel like. But I just feel that it's going to be a thing. Anyway, victimhood that surfaced in August is going to be extremely powerful in this eclipse period. It's time to realize you are a product of your own story. If you are finding yourselves being angry to people, that's you, not them. If you are somebody who's being bullish towards somebody and not taking no for an answer, that's you, not them. If you are somebody who's putting people down and, really screaming for your voice to be heard, that's you, not them. We have to take radical self responsibility. I can't use those words enough at the moment. I've been using them a lot recently and I just can't say it enough. You are a product of your own story. You can blame others. You can finger point. If you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have done that. Take responsibility. It's you. Victimhood must be stamped out for us to move forwards. And the worst thing about victimhood, so many people in victimhood don't even realize that they're in it. They literally cannot take responsibility and say, do you know what? Actually, I'm feeling quite jealous here. And I just feel like I need to get that in there. Or, I don't feel like I'm being heard. So I want to stamp my feet. Or, my knowledge is as good as that. But like, honestly, we have to take self responsibility for this. And this, and this, like I say, is the most tricky part of victimhood. Most people don't even realize that they're in it. We all fuck up, excuse my French. We all make mistakes. Doesn't mean that we have to live in it forever. But until you can take responsibility for your addiction, your anger, your part in the problem, your desire to be heard, your whatever, whatever it is that's gone on in your life, your relationship issues, your marriage breakdown, your unhappiness, your bad health, whatever that looks like, you need to take radical responsibility. You cannot keep blaming the meds or your children or whatever. I know somebody who is still blaming their children for gaining weight because their children were through IVF and through the meds. There's a lot of medication through IVF and stuff, and they're still blaming their children when their children are like 16 for them holding the weight. Like, that's victimhood, a perfect example of it there. Now, I've probably triggered a few people here, so please go take a look at your victimhood. You cannot step into high levels of consciousness until you go, do you know what? This was on me. This was on me. We cannot live in alignment holding on to the past. It's physically impossible. If you're in a relationship with somebody who's holding on to a past relationship, let me tell you straight, the relationship will end. It's never going to work. If you are somebody who's pining for something that you don't have anymore, trust me, you're never going to have that again. And it could be money. I know lots of people out there at the moment who are, they've had everything and they've lost everything. And they're like pining for what they used to have. Whilst you're in that pining stage for the past, you cannot create the new. So please snap yourself into alignment. Recognize what you need to let go of. Recognize what is not working in your life, what is holding you back from having your dream life. And all of us know what that thing is. You know, everybody has different things. So some people, they've got a happy relationship and their dream is to have the money to support their family. Some people are single and they dream of the perfect partner or the ideal partner or whatever words you want to use. Other people are in a job that they hate and their dream life would be to live their purpose, to walk their talk kind of thing. So, other people are super sick and their dream life would just be to be healthy enough to run around their football pitch with the kids. You get in alignment with what is important to you. And when you get in that alignment and you know what it is, you have to be brave enough to be able to release everything that is stopping you from getting that. And sometimes that is looking at the deep rooted limiting beliefs that you've got. Now, like I said a short time ago, Self Love Club will, month number 1, will help you clear that easy, as long as you're honest with yourself. September is going to encourage us to open our hearts in a way that we have never done before. And I don't know about you, but I love the sound of that. To me, it is absolutely beautiful. We are going to be encouraged to leave our safety net behind and take a leap. of faith into what feels correct. I don't know about you guys, but that feels so good. It's going to be scary. You're going to realize where you've settled. See? It's even made me cough. I haven't coughed in bloody weeks, and it's made me cough because obviously there's a thing there speaking my truth. It's going to be scary. You might have settled for your health. You might have settled for whatever it is in your life. If you are looking for new, you have to be willing to change. You cannot move forwards with your life. Keep doing. Did you see that massive orb? Love that. You cannot keep doing the same thing, whether that's drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, eating the chocolate, not going to the gym, staying in the toxic relationship, like whatever it is that you've been doing, you cannot expect your life to get better or to change unless you are willing to be the change. Now, September is all about change. It's about transforming and having the ability to let go. So ask yourself the question, are you ready to let go? Are you really ready to embrace all your potential? Everything that you know in your heart that you can be. We are going to face extremely uncomfortable truths. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting. However, this is going to enable us to enhance and embrace our authenticity. Remember, the whole point of this journey is to love, to be loved, and be authentic. I feel that there is going to be a surge of structure. Now, this made my heart dance when I read this because through the last couple of weeks of August, I have been desperately trying to put certain things in place, and I've had falls and I've had certain things going on, and it's been really interesting. So when this came up, when I channeled the September energy a couple of days ago, I was like, can you see all the orbs popping around now? I'm super excited because there's structure, there's organization. It's like there's going to be a format and there's going to be a whole heap of new motivation. And for me, that excites me because I have missed my business in August. I have missed it, although I've been in it, although I've been doing it, although I've been, creating new videos, new content for Self Love Club because we're changing it up. Knowing that this structure, this organization, this format, this almost like rigidness is going to be coming back actually really excites me. And I never thought I would say that again. You guys know I used to be a project manager, and when I went from being a project manager and I left the project management world, I just winged my life. Like literally, I was just winging my life everywhere I went. And actually, I am craving structure. I'm craving getting my life back on track. And, I have massive plans for the next 12, 18 months, massive plans with the business. They're probably not going to manifest in the next 6 to 8 months. But after that, it's going to be all steam ahead. So I'm putting in the work now. So having this is just so exciting. I'm really, really, really excited about it. Do remember we've got the equinox taking place in September. Now, during this period, I feel that there's going to be a mass awakening that takes place again. So it's going to be like, I've spoken about the waves of people awakening. There is going to be a new wave of awakening taking place. So it's going to, my goodness, these orbs are crazy tonight, right? It's going to be a really powerful month in September. Remember, whatever leaves our lives through this eclipse season is sowing seeds for the new to come in. The more you resist, the longer the wait. My advice to you, let it go. Now, how are we going to get through this seemingly nutty month again? Self-care, self-love, self-empowerment, and an openness, a willingness to growth is what is going to bring you into balance and assisting getting through the coming month and into the rest of the year. We are officially in September, my friends. Life is changing. Things are speeding up. 2026 is going to be a game changer. The world is going to change. New energies are being born. We have a bit of a shit show to dance through yet, but the best is yet to come. Hang on in there. Know that you are loved. Know that you are an incredibly important piece of this puzzle. And I absolutely adore you more than you could ever imagine for being brave enough to be here in this time. Please do leave me a comment as you watch this video. Please do, if you've got any questions. I'm not actually going to be on live when this goes out, but I will be soon after. So please do leave a comment, leave a question, whatever it is that you've got, and I will come back to you as quickly as possible. Ladies and gents, from my heart to yours, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I should be back with you live next week. Lots of love.